Omni-Man is without a doubt one of the most powerful villains we've ever seen in any superhero show. Viltrumites are world conquerors, and Nolan is still one of the best of all of them. And so today, we're going to take Omni-Man and send him out on the MCU Villains Gauntlet, see how he does. So let's get to it. Nolan Grayson started out as Omni-Man, hero of Earth and the father of Invincible. But then he revealed that he was actually a Viltrumite, sent on a mission by the Viltrum Empire to conquer the Earth and bring it under his control. But it turns out, his time on Earth changed him for the better, and ever since then, he's been seeking redemption, leaving the Viltrum Empire and joining the Coalition of the Planets in their struggle to end the Viltrumite tyranny once and for all. Well, when you're looking at Omni-Man here, there's some pretty obvious big feats. For starters, in his fight against Invincible, well, Omni-Man was punching Mark so hard that he was shaking entire mountains, and doing this repeatedly. In fact, Omni-Man was sending Mark flying all over the planet, causing earthquakes each time that he landed. And that was against his own son. He was holding back there. There's also the time where Omni-Man claimed that he managed to stop an asteroid the size of Texas. Just think about that, an asteroid the size of Texas. That's an extinction level event right there. That would be about 7 billion metric tons of meteor he had to stop, not even taking into account acceleration or anything like that. Omni-Man is definitely one of the strongest, most powerful Viltrumites out there. He's also really tough. Again, it's something that Viltrumites are great at, and Omni-Man is one of the best of all of them. He's been pretty much unaffected by any attack from Immortal. He was unaffected by any of the attacks from Invincible during their first fight. In fact, Omni-Man has regularly been able to take attacks from all sorts of different Viltrumites, not really gone down or been all that injured. He's taken massive nuclear lasers, survived it completely unscathed, even taking nukes at point blank range, not even being slowed down. Lastly, well, Omni-Man, like all other Viltrumites, has the ability to move well above the speed of light. He was able to slaughter all the Guardians of the Globe in just moments, despite having a super speedster of their own in Red Rush. He was much faster than Invincible during their first fight. Invincible is legitimately moving in slow motion, and he's much faster than other Viltrumites too. Than even just simply flying around. Nolan is much faster than the speed of light. When he left Earth, he decided to travel to another planet with life, and that journey took him about a week. But not just any planet, but a planet in the Virgo supercluster, which is 65 million light years away from the Earth. He traveled that span in just a week, making him massively faster than the speed of light, no questions asked. And all these powers, his strength, his speed, even his durability, is best put on display when Omni-Man decided to completely and utterly destroy the Flaxan Empire. And I do mean completely destroy it. He flew through a continent-sized city fast enough to where he was literally causing nuclear-level destruction as he flew around. Basically, how that works is that as he reached light speed, or even just under the speed of light, Nolan was hitting molecules and atoms in the air with so much speed and force that it's causing nuclear fusion, leveling continent-sized cities, sending the entire planet back to the Stone Age. He just kept 3 of them alive in order to send him back, and then killed them too. This one is pretty easy, like really easy. Omni-Man destroys. Abomination is truly nothing special. At best, you can argue that he's just as strong as Hulk in his base form, And Omni-Man has shown time and time again that he is way stronger than that. He's taken hits better than Abomination can throw out, and it's likely that Abomination doesn't even land a single punch, considering that Nolan way outclasses him with speed and has no problem with just completely abusing it in a fight. Just sub in the Flaxen leader for Abomination, and that's how this fight is gonna play out. Ronan the Accuser was a pretty forgettable, lackluster villain, and the reality of this matchup is that it's not so much Omni-Man versus Ronan, but Omni-Man versus the Power Stone. Because with the Power Stone, well, theoretically, Ronan became more powerful than Thanos himself and could potentially destroy a planet. We do know that he no-sold Rocket's Hadron Enforcer, which Rocket believed could blow up a moon. But as soon as Omni-Man separates Ronan from his hammer, well, he's destroying Ronan in any type of fight. And Omni-Man definitely has the speed to do that. It's no question. Omni-Man would destroy the hammer, release the Power Stone, and then take Ronan out with ease. The same basically goes for Red Hulk as for Abomination. You could maybe argue that Red Hulk is stronger because he's tearing through vibranium, but it's not like Omni-Man isn't ridiculously strong too. And Red Hulk just absolutely doesn't have the durability to compete against Nolan. Again, just look at what he did to the Flaxen Commander. You can get a pretty good picture of how this fight is gonna play out. Now let me just clarify here, I'm talking about like a physical fight with Ultron. I just want to talk about what happens if Omni-Man is fighting the giant robot body. And when that fight happens, Omni-Man is for sure winning. Seriously, Ultron doesn't have the best track record. He lost to Iron Man, he lost to Hulk, even Captain America was able to square off of him. Nolan way outclasses Ultron in every area, and this fight would go basically the same way that Omni-Man treated Robot. Even with Ultron's vibranium body, well, I don't think that's enough to save him here. Now, as for Kang the Conqueror, well, it's really a question of whether or not Kang gets his tech. Because without his tech, well, he's losing. Scott Lang was able to eventually beat him. Omni-Man beats him, no question. But Kang, with his tech, good argument he can win. For starters, Kang can straight up manipulate time however he wants. He can also absorb and redirect supernovas, so safe to say he's difficult to injure. Heck, at his best, well, Kang has destroyed worlds and destroyed timelines and killed more heroes than he can even remember. He very nearly destroyed the entire multiverse. So basically, Omni-Man wins without tech, but Kang can win with tech. Man, wasn't Gore just one of the biggest disappointments in the MCU? Because if Gore was anything like he was in the comics, he's no different Omni-Man. Gore, the God Butcher, should be that powerful. But as it stands, I don't think he's actually all that. He was hyped up to be more powerful in a tier above Hela, and someone who could battle against entire god pantheons by himself. But in reality, well, Gore was fighting against Thor and a bunch of kids, or Mighty Thor, who basically got her powers last week. It might be tough to say that Omni-Man can permanently put Gore down, but no doubt about it, Omni-Man should be able to still easily blitz and overpower Gore. Now, you give Thanos the Infinity Gauntlet, and he can beat Omni-Man. There's no way that Omni-Man is resisting time manipulation or soul manipulation or straight up being dusted into oblivion. But you make it endgame at Thanos, and Omni-Man is winning almost every single time. A lot of heroes are able to give the Mad Titan some serious trouble one-on-one, especially looking at Captain Marvel. And Omni-Man should have no problem just doing the same thing, especially since Nolan has no problem actually using his strength and speed in fights and going for the kill. However, Right here, this is the one where Omni-Man really has no shot at winning. Scarlet Witch should be beating Nolan more times than not. We've already seen her dominate against physically powerful beings. Just look at her fights against Thanos or Captain Marvel. She's literally unkillable because she can just straight reassemble her body whenever she gets hurt. In reality, it's completely hers to control, which is a thought or a word. Well, Omni-Man is done. He's gone and there's nothing he can do about it. She's that powerful. It would be cool to see, but Scarlet Witch is just on a whole other level.